Have you ever just stopped and wondered, why is fire hot? Or like, how does a rainbow just appear in the sky after a storm? The world's just packed with these amazing little puzzles, right? And the coolest part is, they're not impossible to solve. We actually have the right tools to figure them out.
Okay, let's take fire, for example. We all know it, right? A campfire, a candle, you feel that heat. But have you ever really thought about why it's hot? Like, what is actually happening inside that flame to make it feel that way?
Or what about rainbows? You see that gorgeous arc of color streaking across the sky after some rain? I mean, it seriously looks like magic, but it's not. So what's the real secret? How does that happen?
And yeah, speaking of rain, where does it even come from? I mean, we see the clouds, we feel the raindrops, but how in the world does all that water get way up there in the sky and then just decide to fall back down on us? So see, these aren't just random questions I'm throwing out. They're basically invitations to look a little closer at the world around us. And to figure out the answers, well, humanity came up with this incredibly powerful way of thinking. You can think of it like a special toolkit designed for solving mysteries. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to open up that toolkit, and probably the best way to understand it is to imagine it has 3 different lenses, And each lens gives us a totally unique way to look at and make sense of the universe.
All right, so there are 3 of them, 3 main lenses. And trust me, each one shows us the world in a completely different light.
Okay, let's grab our first lens. This one is all about the fundamental rules of the game. How everything works, from the biggest galaxies to the smallest atoms. This, my friends, is physics.
Think of physics as the bedrock, the foundation of everything. It's the study of motion, force, energy, all the big stuff. It explains how a ball flies through the air, how light travels from the sun, and even how electricity flows through the walls to power, well, everything you're using right now.
And seriously, you can see physics everywhere. The way a fan spins, that's all about motion and energy. Boom, physics. The phone in your pocket that lights up, that's electricity doing its thing. Pure physics right there in your hand.
All right, so if physics is all about how things move and work, our second lens zooms in on what things are actually made of. It's time to switch to the lens of chemistry.
So yeah, chemistry is all about the ingredients of the universe. It's the study of all the different substances or stuff, and this is the really cool part, how that stuff can change and transform into completely new things.
Just think about it for a second. When milk turns into yogurt, its very nature has changed, right? That's a chemical reaction. Or when you see rust forming on an old piece of iron, you are literally watching chemistry happen, just in super slow motion.
Okay, so we've got physics, the rules of how things move, and we've got chemistry, the building blocks of what things are. Now our third and final lens takes both of those and uses them to understand the most complex, amazing thing we know of, life itself. And that, of course, is biology. Biology is the science of, well, us, and everything else that's alive. From the tiniest little microbe you can't even see, to the giant redwood trees, and yeah, to you and me. Basically, if it's alive, it falls under biology. I mean, just take a deep breath right now. In and out. That simple act, it's an incredibly complex biological process. Or think about how plants make their own food just from sunlight. Photosynthesis. That's the biological engine that literally powers almost all life on our planet. It's wild.
So there you have it, physics, chemistry, and biology. 3 incredible lenses for viewing the world. But here's the thing, they aren't really separate islands. They're all connected, they're all part of one bigger idea. An idea that's all about one simple thing, asking why.
So what's the common thread, right? What possibly connects the physics of a distant star, the chemistry of rust on your bike, and the biology that lets you breathe? How can all of those things be part of the same family?
Well, the answer isn't another subject to study, it's a process. A really simple but unbelievably powerful method for asking questions and actually finding real solid answers. And this is the heart of it all. This is the toolkit we were talking about. This is science. It's not a bunch of facts in a book. It's the process of studying our world by 1, observing it really carefully, 2, doing experiments to test out our ideas, and 3,
using logical thinking to connect all the dots. That simple three-step process is the engine behind every single discovery we've ever made. So, why does any of this matter? Why go to all this trouble? Well, the answer is huge. Because this process, this is how we turn simple, everyday curiosity into real, tangible progress that changes the world.
I mean, just look around at the world that science has built. The medicines that save lives every single day, that's biology and chemistry at work. The internet, your phone, AI, that's all built on a deep understanding of physics. And things like cars, planes, and rockets, that's what happens when all three sciences team up.
You know, when you really boil it all down, the goal of science is something deeply human. It's the ultimate expression of our need to understand the world around us, so we can make life just a little bit better, a little bit easier, and a whole lot safer for everyone.
So that toolkit, that amazing way of observing, experimenting, and thinking, it doesn't just belong to scientists in white lab coats. It belongs to every single one of us, to you. The exact same curiosity that figured out why fire is hot and how rainbows form is sitting inside you, right now. So really the only question left is, what mystery in your world are you going to explore first?